What's up, Adapt Your Life people? It is me, Drew Manning, aka the Fit to Fat to Fit guy, and I am coming to you guys live from Salt Lake City, Utah. That's where I live, is here in Salt Lake City. I literally just got home from working out, so that's why I look like this. I'm all sweaty. Hopefully you guys don't mind, and it's a good thing because I haven't showered yet either. So that's the beauty of doing these Facebook Lives is you don't have to be too pretty. And you don't have to wear your pants if you don't want to. Anyways, all right. So some of you might not know who I am. Some of you might think I look like Ben Stiller. I'm not Ben Stiller. I'm not Zoolander or Dodgeball, although I get that a lot. People think I look like him. So let me introduce myself really quick in case you don't know, you haven't heard of Fit to Fat to Fit. So most people know me from my Fit to Fat to Fit story. So here's my story in a nutshell. 6 years ago, I was a personal trainer who intentionally gained 75 pounds on purpose. I got fat in 6 months' time, 75 pounds on purpose. Why would I do that? So let me tell you a little bit of background story about myself. I grew up in a family of 11 brothers and sisters. We were all fit and healthy, active, playing sports. I played football and wrestling from a very young age. And I was always in shape my entire life. That's all I knew because for me it was easy. And then I became a personal trainer in 2009. And I had a hard time understanding where my clients who were overweight were coming from because it was so hard for them just to do what I was telling them. You know, I couldn't understand why it was so hard just to follow the meal plans I gave them, do the workouts that I gave them to do. And they would come to me and say, you know, Drew, I cheated on the meal plans. I had soda even though you told me not to. Like, it was really hard. Or, you know what, I didn't do the workouts this week. Life got in the way. And I'm like, why don't you just put the junk food down and go to the gym? It's not that hard. You just do what I tell you to do, you'll see results. And they would tell me, you know, Drew, you don't understand because for you, it's easy. For me, it's hard. And I kind of took that to heart. And I felt like there was something I needed to learn as the trainer because a lot of trainers sometimes come across as know-it-alls. Like, you know, I definitely had that ego. And I was more judgmental back then because I thought I knew it all. But I felt like there was something I needed to learn because there was a disconnect between me and my clients. So I was thinking of ideas, and for whatever reason, you guys, the idea of getting fat on purpose, as crazy as that sounds, it made sense in my mind. It clicked where I'm like, I felt this was my calling in life. So I decided to get fat on purpose. I know it sounds crazy, but you know, I started a website, started a YouTube channel, and I said for 6 months I'm not going to exercise. I'm going to eat whatever I wanted to, so an unrestricted diet. And what I wanted to do was not do the supersize me route where, you know, Morgan Spurlock ate McDonald's for 30 days straight. I wanted to do something different, a different approach, because here in America, we love our highly processed, cheap, convenient foods that a lot of us don't think are that unhealthy. So it'll surprise you some of the foods that I ate. So I started this journey and I started eating things like white bread, white pasta, juices, granola bars, sugary sodas, chips, cookies, crackers, sugary cereals, all those highly processed, convenient, affordable foods that taste really good. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is like crack. It tastes so good. Those are the types of foods I ate 95% of the time. So I would wake up for breakfast. I would have cereal and juice, right? A big bowl of cereal and juice. And then for a snack between breakfast and lunch, I would have a granola bar and a Mountain Dew. You know, not Diet Mountain Dew, full Mountain Dew with the sugar and everything. And then for lunch, I would have a couple of peanut butter sandwiches on white bread, like peanut butter and honey or peanut butter and jelly. And then in between lunch and dinner, I would have another snack, you know, a bag of chips and another Mountain Dew. And then for dinner, I would have white pasta with marinara sauce and some meatballs. And then before I went to bed watching TV, maybe watching The Biggest Loser, I would have ice cream and cookies, right? And you guys wouldn't believe how many people would email me that were watching my YouTube videos saying, Drew, you eat exactly how I eat. Those types of foods that a lot of Americans eat, I was eating those foods, and they were seeing what it was doing to my body. And I was shocked at how quickly I gained weight because people would tell me, oops, sorry about that. That's what happens when you talk with your hands. People would tell me, you know, Drew, you're not even going to be able to get fat because your genetics, that's the reason you're in shape is because your genetics. But people were surprised at how quickly the weight piled on. Even it surprised me. But 75 pounds in 6 months was very surprising. So at first it was fun. I'll admit, eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch, drinking Mountain Dew every single day was fun for about a month. And then I started snoring in the middle of the night, which affected my sleep, which affected my energy levels, which affected my mood. And walking up the stairs, I started huffing and puffing, just something as simple as walking up the stairs. Bending over and clipping my toenails, I had to hold my breath. as I went down, and I could clip like 2 toenails, come back up for air, and then go back down, clip, clip, clip. And so these little physical things that I took for granted started to become, hard for me. And that's where the fun started to go away. And it was a sense of freedom at first. And then very quickly I felt trapped. Physically, I knew I was going to get man boobs and a big gut and a big butt. What I wasn't prepared for was how this was going to affect me mentally and emotionally. So you got to understand, when you're in shape your entire life, your identity is based on what your body looks like. And unfortunately, the opposite of that is true. When you grew up your entire life overweight, part of your identity is what your body looks like, which is unfortunate because it's not true. But that's a story we create in our head. So here I was, maybe 20, 30 pounds overweight by this time, a couple months in, feeling super self-conscious. So going out in public, I was used to being the fit, confident guy. And now I wanted to go up to complete strangers and tell them, hey, I'm not really overweight. This really isn't me. This is my before picture. Go to this website. It's just an experiment. And I freaked out. I didn't know how to handle being overweight for the first time in my life. And so it was very, very humbling. And it was harder mentally and emotionally to let myself go. And like I remember at the time I was married, and I would cover up stepping out of the shower in front of my wife at the time, turn the lights off during intimate situations, because I didn't want her to see me naked. I didn't want to see myself naked. That's how self-conscious I was. And then my daughter was 2 at the time back then, and she had a lot of energy and wanted me to chase her around the house. And so here I was trying to play with my daughter, but I had to take a break, 1 or 2 minutes in because of chafing, because of, lack of energy, and couldn't breathe very well. And she didn't understand. One night she was like trying to pull me off the couch, like, come on, Daddy, come play with me. And I told her, I'm like, look, Daddy needs a break. And to see her puppy dog eyes like tear up and start to cry because she didn't understand what I was doing. And it just hit me really hard at that moment, realizing how many millions of people can't play with their kids or their grandkids, not so much because of their weight, but because of their health. Their health is so bad, they can't even play with their kids, and how bad that must suck. Like, that must hurt really, really bad. And so that's where I started to realize this journey, this Fit to Fat to Fit journey, was so much more mental and emotional than I ever imagined. And so, people calling me. Come on, people. Anyways, so that's where I realized this journey became way more mental and emotional than I had bargained for. Very quickly, as the weight was piling on, I had the opportunity to go on all these TV shows. I went on like Dr. Oz and Jay Leno and Good Morning America and all these TV shows, right? Who's this crazy trainer that's purposely gaining weight? Like, who does that, right? So the media got wind of what I was doing and had the opportunity to go on all these shows. And the reason, I wish I could show you guys my Dr. Oz clip, but if you guys have a chance, just Google Drew Manning Dr. Oz and look it up. You'll see it was cool because he showed what I was doing from a medical perspective. Whereas if you go on YouTube, you can see my videos and see my weekly weigh-ins to see how my body changed on the outside. But more so, I want people to realize what this type of diet does to you on the inside. Like when we drink Mountain Dew or eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it's not like our kidney or our liver instantly hurts. But the type of damage that we do to the inside of our body adds up over time. And that's where it gets scary. That's where, certain things like, like for me, I had a non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It developed in just 6 months' time. My blood pressure was 167 over 113, which 120 over 80 is healthy. My testosterone dropped to the low 200s. And for me, it got very scary really, really quick. Luckily, it was only for 6 months. But on the Dr. Oz show, he really showed the difference between a healthy liver and my liver, healthy kidneys and my kidneys. And it was really scary to see how quickly, even though I had been in shape for 31 years of my life at the time, I'm a little bit older now, but I was, for 31 years of my life, pretty healthy. And then in just 6 months of letting myself go, that's how quickly your health can go if you just let it go. And so it was very, very humbling and scary to see how quickly your body can change. So luckily, I was only doing this for 6 months. And so here I was, 75 pounds overweight, had all these people kind of following me now from my journeys. Hold on a second. Okay, we're good. I had all these people following me from all this media attention. And I kind of said, hey, here's how I'm going to lose the weight. You can watch me as I lose the 75 pounds. Let's do this together. You can see my meal plans. You can see my workouts to show you that it's not some magic pill. It's not some crazy lifestyle where I'm working out 3 hours a day, eating 1,000 calories per day to get back in shape as quickly as possible. I wanted to show people it's a sustainable, easy lifestyle changes that you make and that's all you do. It's not a secret. So I ate 5 to 6 small meals per day, spread out, 2,000 calories per day, which isn't starving yourself. Worked out 5 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday were lifting days. Tuesdays, Thursdays were high intensity interval training cardio days. And then Saturday and Sunday, I took those days off and spent time with my family and tried to stay active. But I wasn't living in the gym like people thought. People are like, oh, you're a personal trainer, you're gonna, work out 3 times a day, you'll have your 6-pack back in no time. And that's not true. If you look at my workouts, they're between 30 to 40 minutes on average. And that's what I did. But I'll be honest with you guys, the first 30 days back to fit sucked really bad. Why? Because I went from eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Mountain Dew and macaroni and cheese and SpaghettiOs and Hot Pockets one day to the next day eating all kinds of vegetables, all kinds of healthy, high quality meats and eggs and nuts and seeds and seafood. I did no grains, no dairy, no sugar for the first 30 days. And it was really hard to go from that because it was like I was getting off of drugs. And those withdrawal symptoms I never experienced before. But that's where one of the most important lessons I learned was this is what my clients were telling me. When I tried to get them on a healthy eating plan, they would tell me, like, I have these intense cravings. And for me, I'm like, look, it's just a lack of willpower. You just do it. But then for me to experience it, the power of the emotional attachment to food was way more than I bargained for. And it was very, very surprising to me how badly I was craving those foods and how horrible I felt and how bad the food tasted at first. I didn't remember the healthy food tasting so horrible until I did this Fit to Fat to Fit experience. And so for me, my eyes were opened, I was humbled, and I realized that how powerful that connection to food is. And had I not done this, I never would have fully understood that. And so that was a very eye-opening experience. Now, for 2 weeks, I kind of just went cold turkey and I did it, and it was really, really hard. I felt grumpy and moody and had headaches and lack of energy and just wasn't feeling good for the first 2 weeks. And here I was, a personal trainer trying to be an advocate for eating healthy, and yet here I was feeling awful. My body wanted those drugs of those unhealthy processed foods. But I will say after about 2 weeks, the cravings became more manageable. I slowly started to lose the weight and things became easier. But I don't feel that the cravings ever fully go away, but they do become more manageable over time the more you stay consistent. So for the first 30 days, I didn't exercise at all. I wanted to focus on nutrition only. And then the second month, I started exercising, which was another humbling experience, going back into the gym, now being overweight. And so I remember my clients telling me they hated going to the gym because they felt judged. And for me, going back into the gym was a humbling experience because I did feel judged. No one said anything mean to me or was rude to me. But whether people were judging me or not, inside my head, I felt judged. Like, okay, why is that person looking at me weird? Are they judging me because I'm fat? And I felt super self-conscious for the first time in my life going to the gym. And so that was another learning moment for me to better relate to my clients. Anyways, to make a long story short, I did get back to fit. I'm not going to take my shirt off for you guys, but you guys got to trust me. Otherwise, my brand and my book and my TV show wouldn't be called Fit to Fat to Fit. It would be called like Fit to Fat and Stuck or Fit to Fat and Happy Now. But anyways, I did get back to fit, but by no means was it easy. I kind of compare it to being on top of this mountain my whole life. Here I was this fit trainer my whole life, and then my clients were down here, and I was trying to yell at them from the top, like, hey, just keep going, it's not that hard. Look, just keep going, stop falling back down. And for the first time in my life, I was down here, starting at this level, and looking up was a totally different perspective. And it was so humbling for me to go down and start from the bottom and build my way back up. I think it was a very valuable lesson for me as a trainer. I think it's a valuable lesson for a lot of trainers out there because it makes them more relatable to their clients. Their clients can better relate to them, and they can better relate to their clients having been humbled and having more empathy. And so that's kind of what my TV show is about. So if you haven't had the chance yet to go check out Fit to Fat to Fit on A&E, season 1, it's 10 episodes. You get to see these other trainers go through what I went through, and I coach them through the process of getting fat so that they can better relate to their clients, so that they can have more understanding, a better respect from where their clients are coming from. So you got to watch season 1 of Fit to Fat to Fit. Season 2 is coming out in January, so be on the lookout for that. And so anyways, I feel super blessed to have gone through this experience, even though it was crazy and people, definitely thought I was an idiot for doing it. But I'm glad I did, because at the end of the day, this world needs more empathy. Whether it's the fitness industry or in the political world or, in the religious world, whatever world, you live in or you focus your time in, this world needs more empathy, in my opinion, especially in the fitness industry. And so, I have no regrets and I feel super blessed. I learned a lot of valuable lessons. And the biggest lesson, the biggest takeaway is how much of transformation is mental and emotional. I could give you the best meal plans, the best workouts, I could give you the best diet, the best personal trainer. None of that matters. None of that physical stuff matters if you don't know how to overcome your mental and emotional challenges. Because if I just give you the physical stuff and you don't overcome these mental and emotional challenges that have been keeping you down your whole life, it'll just be another diet that you do for 60, 90 days, you lose weight, then you gain the weight back. To make it a true lifestyle change, you have to know how to overcome your mental and emotional challenges so that you can make it a lifestyle change. So how I have changed now is, yes, the physical stuff is important. You do need to eat healthy and exercise, right? But that's not the biggest piece of the puzzle. The biggest piece of the puzzle is working on you and overcoming your mental and emotional hurdles and loving yourself first before you even get started on your journey. A lot of people think, well, I hate myself. If I hate myself enough, I'll just beat myself up enough to get in shape. That works for some people temporarily, but that doesn't bring happiness even if you get in shape or you get a six-pack or become skinny like you want to. And so my goal is to get people to help them on their mental and emotional challenges while teaching them the physical so that they can embrace this as a true lifestyle change. So that's my Fit to Fat to Fit message in a nutshell, you guys. I don't want to bore you guys too much. You can follow me at Fit to Fat to Fit on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and that's Fit Fat Fit. The TV show is Fit T-O Fat T-O Fit on A&E. So similar brands, just a different spelling, right? And let's see what else. Right now, I'm a big fan of the keto diet. I kind of coach people on that. But my whole goal is no matter what diet protocol you pick, make it a lifestyle change for you and embrace it as a lifestyle change. And so that's all I can do is help people embrace whatever nutritional protocol works for them, embrace that as a lifestyle change, and do what's best for you and what's optimal for you. So for me, it was an honor to be on you guys' Facebook Live. I hope you guys will follow me on social media. You can check out my website, fit2fat2fit.com. My book is called Fit to Fat to Fit. It's a New York Times bestseller. I have a podcast. If you want to listen to my podcast, Fit to Fat to Fit Experience. My keto program, it's a 60-day intro to keto program, very basic, mostly for beginners, but it's transformed thousands of people's lives. It's just keto.fit2fat2fit.com if you want to check that out. It's a little PDF, downloadable PDF if you want to check that out. But it's been an honor, and I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend wherever you are in this world. And keep moving forward in life. Progress is progress, no matter how small. And love yourself on this journey. So, all right, you guys have a great weekend. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys around, hopefully. Bye.